Hi, I'm Ellie from Natural Balance Health and Fitness, and welcome to my 1 week postnatal fitness vlog. So welcome to the other side and to my postnatal fitness journey. I have to say that pregnancy didn't suit me so much. I found it really hard to adjust to the ongoing aches and pains as my body was changing. So overall, just mostly the physical changes that I had to go through throughout pregnancy. But I have to say that I've had a really blissful first week of motherhood, as I've just been so amazed at my body's ability to heal itself a little bit more each day, and I've just really relished in the opportunity to look after something so tiny and precious. So we had a beautiful home birth and then a few complications afterwards with a retained placenta, which meant that I had to get transferred to the hospital for a few days. So as a result, I lost a lot of blood and I was very weak for a day or so. But since then I've made an amazing recovery, and by day 3 I was even able to start thinking about my fitness. And so at day 3, that was really just starting to think about my pelvic floor muscles. And so I was just lying there on the hospital bed, and I just started doing my pelvic floor exercises, just a few, but that was the start of my fitness journey. And if you are pregnant, you'll probably get lots of information on how to do your pelvic floor exercises, and as a health and fitness professional, I would just recommend that you start those as soon as you can, because they're going to build the foundation for fitness later on, especially impact activities if you want to do things like jogging and anything else that's high impact. And of course, being able to sneeze without peeing your pants, so that's pretty important. On day 4 we had our first full day at home, and by day 5 I was able to go for my first walk. So it was a very slow stroll. Day 5 and 6 we went out for a walk as a family, and yeah, it was about a 2.5k round trip, and it was just incredibly slow, but it just felt amazing to be able to actually get out and walk again. And my back and hip pain was all gone from the pregnancy. It was just that the load on my pelvis still felt like quite a lot from the trauma of the birth. So we went out and we took our terrain mountain buggies. So it's a kind of specialised off-road mountain buggy that we selected, and that's so that we can have lots of off-road adventures and running adventures later on. We've also had a little bit of a trial with our front pack, which also converts into a backpack when the baby gets a little bit older, so that'll be great for hiking adventures a little bit later down the track. But those were the only 2 things that we actually spent money on for the baby, and they were just really important things for me as a health and fitness professional to ensure that I do stay accountable to my health and fitness journey and still be able to spend time with my baby over the next year or so. So I've had really great nutrition, aside from a couple of awful days of hospital food, and that's just down to having pre-prepared 24 meals in the last weeks of my pregnancy, so I'm really grateful for that. Let's finish up with just how my body is coping at the moment. So over the first few days I did feel like my insides were spilling outside and everything was just moving around, and I felt like nothing really knew where its place was, and it was a really freaky feeling. But my friend Sally got me this wonderful thing, which is actually just a boob tube, and I wore that around my stomach, and it just helped everything to feel a little bit more secure. So when I got home on day 4, I did my first lot of measurements, and I found out that I'd lost 6.6 kilos since the birth, so that's 3.75 kilos of baby and 2.85 kilos of placenta and other stuff. And I was pretty shocked to see that I'd only lost 10 centimetres off my stomach. And then I did my measurements again today at day 7, and I found that I'd lost another 3 kilos, so 3 kilos over 3 days, but only 1.5 centimetres off the stomach, which means that I've got 22 centimetres to go, and I'm currently at the level that I was when I was 6.5 months pregnant. So it is a little bit kind of scary, but it's the reality of it, that apart from a few lucky women, these things are going to take time to heal, and I wanted to show you the reality of it. So I will show you my stomach. So as I said, same size as when I was 6.5 months pregnant. It was pretty firm then with a baby inside, and now it's just really squishy, so it's a little bit scary. It's okay when you're carrying around a little baby because people understand, but if I'm ever without her, I'm kind of a bit worried that people might ask when I'm due or something. She's just starting to stir, so I'll pick her up. You can get a wee shot as well. And just to finish off, I'll just sort of explain what I'm going to do over the next 4 weeks. So my next update is going to be 1 month post-birth, and just in between now and then we'll be heading up north to spend time with family, so just planning on going on lots of walks, gradually increasing in distance and speed, and maybe even adding in some hills, and then getting into some just basic conditioning exercises at home, and probably just back to the pregnancy yoga postures that I've been doing over the previous months. And one of my biggest goals early on goals, I guess, this year is to run a half marathon in May. So that will mean that I need to do a 2-kilometre run by the end of December. So I'll check back in with you at the start of January to let you know how that went. So this is Ayla. She's just waking up, as you can see, from her big afternoon nap, so I got in just in time. So thank you for watching my 1 week post-pregnancy fitness blog. I'm Ali from Natural Balance Health and Fitness, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.